All right, welcome to my old high school, Barstow High. I was thinking about some of the stories I have about this place, and I had one bad year that was really bad, where I ditched like 49 out of 61 semester school days, something like that. But I had a counselor, and I went to see him the next year after that bad year. I went to see him the next year, and he basically told me the truth. He said, well, he didn't say you're an idiot, but he said, you messed up and you're not going to be able to graduate from Barstow High. You might as well register down at Central and, go down there and get your GED, which, it's what a lot of people do. But for me, I took it more as a challenge. I'm not the kind of guy that I don't work well with, like high fives and yay, pats on the butt. I don't work well with that. I work well with challenges, with somebody telling me I can't do something. That's a good way to get me to do it. But anyway, I was thinking, the stuff I learned in this school, I had some really good teachers and some not so good teachers, but even my good teachers, they didn't really teach me the things that I wish I would have learned when I was going to school. And there was no one in my family that could tell me the things that I'm interested in now, because no one's ever done it. But that's why I'm making these videos, to help some of you maybe do something that you wouldn't know about otherwise. And one of the things I want to talk to you about today is we're coming up on graduation. I have 5 kids, and one of them's already graduated. One's going to graduate this year, then 2 more shortly thereafter, and then you've seen my little maniac 3-year-old, and I just hope he can stay out of jail long enough to graduate. But anyway, that's a different story. But what I want to talk to you about is the graduating class of 2021. What most parents do is they graduate, they have a party, and then they buy them a car or some other stupid thing that depreciates, and they don't teach them any lessons about life. Even if they send them to a good college, they do things like that to help them, like maybe get them a good job out of high school, or while they go to college, part-time or something, whatever, every situation is different. But what I wanted to talk to you about is investing your money. You could set your kid on the right path starting this year. And how are we going to do that? How we do that, I know you can't go buy them a house. It's not the same thing as a car. I understand that. However, if they're going off to college, more than likely they're going to find a house with some roommates, and they're all going to split the rent, or whatever they do, they're going to split the rent. They're still going to end up paying $400 or $500 a month with a bunch of drunk roommates, and maybe finish college, maybe not. I think a better alternative, and if somebody would have told me about this when I was graduating from here. Oh, by the way, to finish my story, I did graduate here. I worked my butt off, and I basically did high school in 3 years. That's beside the point. I just wanted to finish that story. I forgot to finish it. Anyway, there are programs. If you're a parent and you have some equity in your house, and I'm not trying to make the whole sales pitch right now. Well, I kind of am, but let me share the reasoning. If you're a parent and you have equity in your house, that equity is getting you 0% interest right now, right? You are investing in your own house, and you are building equity right now. And if the market goes down like it's everyone's thinking it will do, that's a different story. But right now, your equity is getting you 0% interest in your house. If instead of buying your kid a car, you're taking out a loan, You're buying some depreciating, it's not an asset by any means, it's a liability. A car is not an asset by any means. You're going to go spend all this money on a car. Don't do that. I think a better way would be to, your kid can get in a house, and it doesn't have to be a single family house. It could be a, matter of fact, I would even recommend against a single family house. I would go for a duplex, a triplex, or even a fourplex. Usually you can pick those up at a reasonable cost. The FHA loan limits, I did another video on that. You can go check that out. But the FHA loan limits, they allow higher limits for multiple unit properties. And if your kid is going to be living there for at least a year, that's one of the qualifications. If they're going to be living there for at least a year, they can qualify for that with only 3.5% down payment. There's other costs involved, there's closing costs and that sort of thing, but the point is 3.5% down, you can do the math on, say, a $350,000 duplex or triplex. It's not that much money. It's probably not much more than you would spend on a car, and it's an actual investment. You're teaching your kid like real life. Do you want to teach them real life, or do you want to get them into debt and so they can have a cool car? I wish somebody would have taught me about real estate when I was young. I don't even know how old before I started learning about this. And I'm still learning because there's so much knowledge and information out there. But it's something we call house hacking. Your kid's going to live in one of the apartments of the duplex or triplex or fourplex. They're going to live there for at least 1 year. So that enables you to put 3.5% down payment on an FHA loan. You can't hardly beat it. After the year, after the 2 years or whatever, they're going to have, so instead of having roommates in a single house helping, pay the rent and all that stuff, and if they don't pay or whatever, you can actually rent it out to real people who will pay the rent. You can qualify these people to make sure you have good renters, and the kid's going to be there, basically being a property manager. If a toilet needs plunged, get up there and plunge it. What's the big deal? Like, it's not as difficult as people make it seem. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that and just let you know that's out there. There are guidelines. There are not everyone's going to qualify for it. But if they're going to be graduating soon, you need to start the process now. If you want to collect, if the family wants to get together and put their money in a big pile for a down payment and help the kid out, start it now if they're graduating in 3 months, because it needs to be seasoned for 90 days. So they need to do it now. Don't wait to see if you qualify. If you wait until they graduate and then try it, if something comes up, we don't have time to fix it. If we start the process now, we have time to fix it. We can get it going. So anyway, that's my big thing for today, and hope it helped you guys a little bit. And if not, if it appeals to you, just message me, email me, call me, whatever you want to do. If it doesn't appeal to you, that's cool. Put in the comments, like, what do you want me to talk about? What's interesting to you? What can help you? And I'll make a video about it. That's kind of what I do, So anyway, adios, you guys. Talk to you later.